If you've ever stood in front of a grill wondering whether it will actually hold a steady temperature through a long smoking session, or if you'll end up feeding pellets into a machine that's more hassle than help, you're not alone. Most people just want a grill that works day in, day out without a constant babysitting session, that can shift from low and slow smoke to a quick sear without breaking the bank. The fear of spending a good chunk of money and then discovering it's either too finicky or just not up to the job is real. That's why I'm digging into the Traeger Timberline XL pellet grill and smoker, because it promises to be that reliable, everyday workhorse while still sounding a little luxurious with its induction burner and insulated body. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the core problem this grill tries to solve: managing temperature consistency while keeping the cooking process simple. A lot of pellet grills brag about a wide temperature range, but what that really means for you is the ability to drop a brisket in at 225 and pull it out at 500 for a quick finish without having to adjust a bunch of knobs or worry about the fire dying out. The Timberline XL's 165 to 500 range does exactly that, but the real test is how often it actually stays where you set it. In everyday use, the fully insulated design does a solid job of buffering outside temperature swings. If you're grilling in the middle of a July heat wave or a chilly October morning, the set temperature barely wavers. That's a practical win for anyone who wants to plan meals around a specific cook time rather than constantly hovering over a gauge. Who should consider the Timberline? If you're a family that eats outdoors at least a few times a week, love experimenting with different wood pellet flavors, or run a small weekend catering gig that needs both smoke and high-heat sear capability, this unit hits the sweet spot. The 1,320 square inches of cooking space means you can handle a full rack of ribs, a whole chicken, and still have room for a veggie tray grate for a Sunday barbecue that feeds a crowd. The induction burner adds a nice touch for those pan-searing moments, so you can finish a steak on the grill without moving it to a separate stove. On the flip side, if you only fire up the grill once a month, or you're looking for a low-budget starter unit, the Timberline's price point may feel a little steep, especially when cheaper pellet grills can still do the basics reasonably well. One of the practical strengths that shows up day after day is the quick heat-up. At 1756 watts, you're looking at roughly a 10-minute ramp from cold to 350 fast enough that you're not waiting around while the flame catches. For busy weekenders, that saves valuable prep time. The intuitive touchscreen display also means you're not juggling a stack of manuals. You set the temperature, choose the mode: smoke, bake, roast, or grill, and the system handles the rest. The controls are simple enough that kids can help monitor a barbecue under adult supervision, which is a small but nice family-friendly detail. Now, let's get into a few hidden trade-offs. The biggest one is the weight and footprint. The Timberline XL is a solid, well-built piece of equipment, which translates to a heavy unit that isn't easy to move once you've set it up. If you have a permanent spot in your backyard, that's fine, but if you rent or like to shift your grill around, you'll need a proper dolly or a helping hand to relocate it. Another thing to watch is the pellet hopper clean-out mechanism. While it does let you swap flavors more conveniently than some models, you still have to deal with a fairly large hopper of pellets, about 20 pounds. That means you'll either need a storage space for bulk bags or you'll have to refill more often if you're doing long-run smokes. It's not a deal-breaker, just a logistical note for those who prefer low-maintenance setups. In terms of daily usability, the insulated design isn't just a buzzword, it actually reduces the need for constant temperature adjustments. I've cooked a pork shoulder for 8 hours, set it to 250 and walked away knowing the grill would hold that range without me having to check every half hour. The only time I had to intervene was when the wood pellets hit the end of the hopper a little early, and the unit gave me a gentle reminder that it was time to reload. That kind of subtle feedback is more useful than a loud alarm that can scare pets or neighbors. A common concern among buyers is how the grill handles wind. Because the Timberline XL's body is fully insulated, it creates a more stable internal environment, and the burners are less prone to being blown out. In my experience, a breezy evening didn't cause any temperature spikes, and the grill automatically compensated by adjusting pellet feed. That's a practical.